Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a GM match between Goomba and Dankness on Frost. In the bottom right side of the map we have the red Protoss player, it is Dankness. And in the top right side of the map we have the blue Terran player, it is Goomba, representing End Phase. Goomba says, sweet memes, man. Yeah, that's what Dankness is all about. The dankiest and dankiest of memes. So it's a PvT for you guys here at the GM level. Thank you for joining me today. And go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy what you see here today. I'll upload 2 Legacy of the Void casts every single day, and I'd like you to join me with them. Join me for them? I'm going to say for them. Alright, so Goomba has been on this channel before. Dankness, I'm not entirely familiar with this player, but this was sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com, and I figured I would cast it. So it is going to be a barracks first here out of Goomba. Again, no real surprise there. You kind of have to go barracks first if you're a Terran player. Nothing else you can do. I guess you could go engineering bay into like proxy planetary fortress. That would be fun. Haven't seen any games with that. But meanwhile, the probe here is scouting around, trying to see where his opponent is. Not here, sadly enough. It is a 4-player map. It's hard to scout your opponent first shot. But sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes Dankness wins, and sometimes Dankness loses. So Goomba looking all the world like this is a Reaper expand. And on this map, it's good. It is good to have scouting on that level of stuff. So what is it going to be? It is going to be a Reaper, and this is going to be Joey. Joey the Reaper. So this is actually the long ancestor of Joey from Friends. I know, you're saying, Joey is a fictional character, Falcon Paladin. What the crap are you talking about? No, Joey is real, man. He's a real person from Friends. And his ancestor is here now strapped into a Reaper suit because he stole a hot dog from a 7-Eleven. I know, seems like a little bit too much punishment for one man to be strapped into a Reaper suit and sent to his death just because he stole a hot dog. But trust me on this one, it was an amazing hot dog. Alright, so Joey is heading on out here, and he's going to scout the wrong direction too. So neither of these players are going to actually see each other for the first 3 minutes at the very soonest. It is an expansion here for Goomba. He's got a factory coming on up, Mothership Core, and an Adept on the way for Dankness. And I mean, at this point, Darkness knows where the Terran player is because process of elimination, but hasn't actually spotted anything to this point. And again, this Reaper is not going to go anywhere either. So, yeah, I mean, it is blackness on both of these maps. Nobody knows where anybody is. Adept Sonic transfers the top of the ramp, patrols back and forth, waiting for this Reaper to show up. It's a Terran player, you know it's going to be a Reaper. Another barracks on the way. Starport coming up too here, so it is a 1-1-1 build with a command center thrown in, upgrading itself to an orbital command because regular command centers are useless. Don't ever leave your leave your command center as a command center. It is not worth it. Alright, so Joey, this is a tough mission for you, man. You're coming into an established Protoss player with Adepts out, with a Mothership Core out, with the ability to photon overcharge you into oblivion. This is what we're looking at here. Adept is chasing these Hellions down. Hellions coming in. The Hellions are going to show up at the same time as this Reaper, actually. Where are you? Ah, Reaper's actually getting some stuff done. Oh, Reaper gets a probe kill, but then gets surrounded by probes and takes another probe with him. Did he take another probe with him? I think he did. Workers killed 5. All right. Oh, right. So these Hellions are burning stuff up. Righto, Hellions in the natural base, going to town here as well, just doing a great job. Crispy, toasty probes here. This Hellion has 5 kills all by his lonesome, and then he dies. I think the Reaper got 2 probe kills here. So 2 kills is nice, and I mean, it worked out. The Hellions in the natural base didn't feel like Dankness was quite ready for that. And walking Widow Mines down. What is this? It's not even a Widow Mine drop, it's just a Widow Mine walk is what it is. Trying to burrow, and it does. Oh, he gets the burrow. 2 hit points left. It does take 3 shots from an Adept to kill it, apparently. Oh, Observer. Right, there's an Observer flying by. I saw the Observer and did not fully understand the significance. That's pretty funny. Another Observer here trying to chase down this Widow Mine. Not really doing a lot for Goomba, unfortunately for him, but factory making a tank. There's a Banshee coming out too. A lot of Marines. Another barracks. Great wall of supply depots is getting started here. Not really a great wall. It's not. I mean, it's not a huge choke, is what we're looking at. Meanwhile, there's another Banshee already over here doing things. 2 kills. Photon overcharge taking that Banshee out. So harassment over harassment here for Goomba. Sneaking Banshees down, trying to get Widowmines in, Reapers and Hellions, just keeping that pressure up on the Protoss player, which is what you got to do if you're Terran. It's not easy. Not easy, but you got to do it. So lots of barracks coming in here too. It is turning into a tank marine type play for Goomba. An Immortal coming up for Dankness. I like that choice. Immortal's just good. Just good, really, in any matchup against Zerg or against Terran these days. They seem to survive quite a while. Another Banshee comes in, going to town, taking out yet another Banshee, or another probe there. And yes, cloak, but unfortunately there are observers on the field, specifically 2 of them. So it's hard to find an angle where you can get that stuff done. Although this observer's not playing defense, he's playing offense, seeing exactly what to expect if you're heading up to the Terran base. This is the first time, I think, yeah, the first time Dankness has even got a glimpse of what's going on inside that base there. Did you get the probe kill? Got the probe kill! Heyo, got the probe kill. You need an observer to take this out. Where is your observer? Here it is. Widowmine ends up getting killed. Pretty happy about that experience, though. Banshee flying in now while the Stalkers are out of position. Gonna get a couple more kills at least. 1, 2. 1, and oh shoot. Blink! Blink is completed, and Dankness takes out that Banshee. No problemo. Third base on the way for Dankness. Third base under construction and flying over for Goomba. Gonna land in the exact same spot, just mirror side of things. Stalker, Sentry, Immortal, Adept, the composition we're looking at right now from Dankness. And just, I mean, Nexus, Pylon is what we're seeing here from our Protoss player as well. So Terran is very pretty, I'm going to say very Marine tank at this point. A lot of barracks being constructed, continuing tank production out of that one factory. Getting +1 attack as well. A Forge on the way for Dankness for those upgrades. And why does it feel like I'm saying Dankness a lot? I mean, I always say the players' names a lot, but for some reason it feels like I'm saying Dankness more than is usual. I don't know. I don't know. Command center upgrading to an orbital command. Ding! We're done. Stalkers heading on up there too. Marines working on those upgrades as I mentioned earlier. Combat shield and stim and +1 attack. Resonating glaives being researched by the Goomba. And Stalkers just trying to poke their way in, trying to see what they can do. But tanks on the high ground is a difficult thing to handle if you're a Stalker. Killing an SCV though is good, and then blinking away. Good patience out of Dankness. Income tab is 52 to 54 total harvesters. Worker supply 55 to 56, 35 to 56 on the army supply though. So Goomba looking good, and workers killed 8 to 1 in favor of the Terran player. Go away, go away. There you go. It went away. It went away. Marines heading out, checking for proxy stuff, trying to kill Adepts, but it's difficult to do when Adepts do extra damage versus Lights. And stimming himself down to like 4 health to do that. That was scary, but he's alive. Oh, trying to catch the Adept. Sonic transferred her way out and killed something down here. Was there an SCV holding this? Maybe there was. Either way, pretty big push from Goomba heading on out, and Adept gets murdered. One Marine stays behind to deal with that Zeldong watchtower and hold it a scan. Sees a lot of Stalker. I don't know how worried you are about that if you are Goomba, but enough to pull back, apparently. Marines versus Adepts and losing that fight. No, wins! 1 hit point remaining on this Marine. Again, it is 1. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised. 2 shots from an Adept take a Marine down to 1 hit point if no upgrades are involved. Robotics Bay coming up for a Dankness, possibly for Disruptors, possibly for Colossus. We've seen Colossus recently, haven't we? Which is weird. It's so weird to see Colossus in Legacy of the Void. They've been so neglected for so long. But maybe they're here. So what do we got? What are you doing with this? Dun, 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 dun. Ah, Disruptor. Definitely Disruptor. Okay, so Disruptor on the way for Dankness. Goomba, a very traditional Marine, Marauder, Medevac, and tank composition. Liberators getting mixed in here pretty liberally as well. No Widowmines after the 2 that died previously in the early stages of this game. Observer scouts it perfectly. I'm not sure if Dankness saw that, but he should have scouted it. An expansion here from Dankness, trying to out-expand his Terran player, his Terran opponent here, and just pure Stalker is just not gonna work out all that well. They got a Medevac and blinked on out. That's what you gotta do. Just kind of whittle down that Terran composition. Take out the Medevacs. Take out the tanks. And the biological units will be a lot weaker for it. For certain. Immortal here with +1 attack. Doing 55 damage versus armor. These Marauders and tanks will get crushed if they are not careful. Disruptors in here. And again, Disruptors are pretty hit and miss. If you win a game, You play with disruptors, it was probably because of the disruptors, and if you lose a game you play with disruptors, it was probably because of the disruptors, not getting hits off, not getting explosions, purification novas. Not what you wanted there. Tank fire, again, extra damage from tanks versus stalkers, which means the stalkers want to be very, very careful here. Sitting on the other side of these weeds. Another wall of supply depots, more and more barracks coming up. Goomba is macroing very well at this point. Liberator tries to set up. Photon Overcharge takes it out. Purification Nova does cut a couple Marauders there. Nothing really to write home about, though, if you're that disruptor. The Adepts come in just to scout out exactly what is going on, because you don't know, man. Sometimes you don't know. Fog of War can be pretty scary. You think the opponent is bigger than he is, and you don't attack him when you should, or you think he's smaller than he is and you attack when you shouldn't. It's not a good feeling. So that's why this is so important. The Shades do provide information to the Protoss army of exactly what they're dealing with. Ah, and he finishes. Is that a finish? That was not a great finish. Anyway, coming in with a pretty nice concave here. The Immortals are going to town on some stuff, and the tanks are in trouble. Pick them up, get them on out of there. No! That tank actually ends up falling. Dankness wins that battle a lot more handily than I expected him to. And that base is up and running for Dankness. Goomba just barely getting his 4th established. Income tab is 75 to 68 in favor of Dankness. And saturating with the SCVs. Cannons in that mineral line planetary fortress. Indeed it is a planetary fortress. Making another base here, which I think might just be another PF. I don't know where he would fly that if he's going to expand. It's really far away from any potential expansion positions, as we can see on the map there. Swinging around down this right side is Goomba. +2, +1 has finished. This base is in a lot of trouble. Liberator does end up setting up shop here. The pylons getting focused down first, just going for it. Guardian Shield is up for Dankness. Can he win this battle? The Immortals aren't really participating, and he retreats. Dankness, is he giving up on this base entirely? Dankness, no! No, Dankness, you can't leave this base. Kind of some bad force fields there. Actually, surprisingly bad force fields. Again, Guardian Shield is up, and the Nexus is going to fall. Nexus ends up falling. Probes are in long-distance mining mode, and that's a nice pickup for Goomba. Does manage to pull it off. Purification Nova catching a couple Marines, but good stim away, and pretty good dodge there if you're Goomba. Now the Terran player is on the front door. This Marauder really wants to kill that Disruptor. Get out of there. Saves it. Saves the Disruptor. The Immortals, again, trying to do what they can, but that's it. A GG from Dankness. Dankness is defeated, and Goomba is victorious, winning for the Terran today. So pretty good job there by Goomba. Absolutely beautiful timings. The Liberators, the tanks, the Marines, the Marauders, +2, +1, having been completed, almost +2 armor. Tank 7 kills, 6 kills, 4 kills. Didn't actually lose that many tanks, I don't think. He lost that one that got picked off. I guess he only had 3 at the end, so maybe he lost more than I thought. But continued reinforcements coming on down. Again, Disruptor hits just weren't really there. They killed a couple Marauders, they killed a couple Marines, but in the end, Disruptors don't hit. They're a lot of gas. They cost a lot of gas. And they're difficult to justify if you're not killing a lot of things. So the Immortals, again, were good. 6 kills, 9 kills. Just not enough Stalkers, not enough Adepts, not enough Immortals. I almost think you just want to go more Immortals rather than Disruptors. Tough spot. Tough spot to be in if you're Dankness. But Goomba played very well and definitely deserved the win. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.